Robertson. He's out for an extended period of time, but he's going to be in there. He's trying to continue to lead as we look at their champion starting five. Payne Seaver, Tyler Harvey.
To the league. Played well at Brisbane last year, so him coming into the lineup, giving them extra defensive punch, a little bit more spark.
Wait.
And the Hawks will have first possession through Payne Seaver. Harvey goes to work, and the first shot of the night goes for Tyler Harvey.
His patented floater, and I knew that Antonius Cleveland, I figured he would go to Tyler to start the games, considering they battled all of last year together. I'm surprised it was that easy for Tyler.
21 points against Melbourne United for Tyler Harvey. 5 of 11 from outside the arc, but only 1 of 7 from inside.
Well, that's a really good start for the 36ers. The play was designed to try and get Robert Franks a seal underneath, as we potentially thought. And this is the way it's going to shape up. These are the 2 worst defensive teams in the competition. Adelaide allowing 93.4 points per game, and the Hawks are second worst at 88. Someone's going to have to play defense tonight. And so far, we've got an open 3 ball and 2 layups for Tyler Harvey.
Great pass by Payton. Payton is a point guard's point guard. The guy's just a distributor, just like Justin Robinson was before he got hurt. Payton makes this team go with his playmaking ability.
That's making Johnson stretch. He does well not to concede the backcourt violation there in the end, but the Hawks get hold of it, and Seaver from outside can't get it to go. Cleveland.
There's your matchup. That's what you're talking about, Pete. There's your matchup. You got to go to Rob Franks. Another former teammates battling against each other. Ding Ding just giving up too much size, I think. So that should be a focal point for the 36ers.
There's the Amy replay of that floater. And there's another one, that little pass. Cleveland lost Tyler Harvey, back-to-back floaters. And you're right, Robert Franks averaged 18 points a game, 9 rebounds for the Bullets, shot for 3 at almost 40%. Now, you're going to have a dip when you come onto a team with so much talent. As DJ tries to go back-to-back, and that's a really good start for Daniel Johnson.
DJ heard what you said. Averaging single figures is not what I like to do.
Yes, with Franks. Seaver likes the look of this. Long. 63 three-pointers he made last season for the Bullets, Robert Franks. 27 games, 4 in 5 games so far this season, to underline your point, Pete.
It's pretty simple. Right now they're trying to look like they're feeding it down low to Franks, and in the end they've got DJ on the first pop, and that one there, Froling had to help a little bit on Mitch McCarron. He's already knocked down 1.
Franks works his way to the rim and draws the foul. He'll go to the line for 1 more.
Well, we're on track for both teams to score 100. That's what I expect when you have the 2 worst defensive teams in the competition. So far, that's living up to the hype.
Yeah, you know how they say styles make fights? It could be first, but valuable minutes that he got into him, though. So if anything happened, you need to get Lockie out there. They got confidence. He's probably the best 3-point shooter if you go by the stats.
Franks 11 points, 9 rebounds. This is Southeast Melbourne on Sunday. It's 1 here, and an early 5-point lead for the 36ers. Michael LeBullock thought about it momentarily. He'll go this time. Just not dropping at the moment for the Hawks, but Seaver will give him another chance. Go to the line.
Penetration by Payton. Bit of a scramble on offense, broken play, and that's one good thing about Payton is he can make something happen. Mitch just kind of gave up and played a little bit of O-line defense just then, but Payton got himself to the strike. Payton can score, Pete, but I don't know from the 3-point line if that's what he really, he's never been known for that. Streaky at best, but it's good to see him attacking the rim.
Well, he shot the ball pretty well when he got healthy for the Breakers last season, but you're right, it's more of him trying to facilitate, put the ball on the floor. It's going to take a while for him to find his stroke. He's just shooting 25% so far. Maybe that'll help seeing one go down from the free throw line. I think the best part about it is talking to Jacob Jackomas in preseason with Justin Robertson signing. It was all about getting Tyler Harvey to find his rhythm off the ball. When he got hurt, Tyler Harvey got the ball back in his hands and said, look, you need to help set up the offense and get your own. Now he can focus on just the ladder and hopefully Payton Seaver can get everybody else involved.
Brad Rosen's courtside. Brad, great to have you with us. What are your early impressions?
Yeah, Jacob is absolutely filthy at his team. You can see him dancing up and down the sideline, and in that timeout, he said we had absolutely no pop, no energy whatsoever. We can score whenever we like, but you have to create your own energy. Look for them to lift.
That was real close for Cleveland there. Just got called for the bump before Tyler Harvey got the little chicken wing. That would have been an offensive foul, but have another look here. Refuses the screen. Foul there, and then that chicken wing would have been called had he not made the contact first.
Harvey looking to get busy again. Seaver not reading what Harvey was selling. So much expected of the 36ers this season with their roster and that performance against the Suns in the US to really produce this season, but early days still. Franks from the elbow.
See, it's offensive possessions like that. When you look and you say, oh, 36 has got a lot of talent. We can just give the ball to anybody. But the offense is stagnant. So now you got to just watch one guy go one-on-one and hope he makes a shot.
What a pass from Robert Franks. Good trail from Anthony Drimican. Not going to get any stat for it, but Mitch McCarron running the lanes and kicking it ahead. We don't often see it. Maybe draw the defense. You're taught to try and draw your pass. He got rid of it because Franks is a playmaker. And a little finish up from Anthony Drimican. And on the Phoenix Suns, we're going to get brought back to that. It's no surprise when you have more spacing on the NBA floor to be able to play when you've got so much talent like this. You come back to the NBL when things are smaller, you can ingest the keyway. Executing on the offensive end becomes so crucial to your success. You can't just go out there and play. You've got to execute on the offensive end.
George King checks in. He's been in foul trouble in almost every game he's played in. He needs to stay out of foul trouble. Last game, he got himself benched kind of early. He was out there tackling people, but we just need George to provide some scoring punch for this Hawks team that's struggling to score.
Had such a promising start to the season too, Damon. He was averaging over 18 points a game for the first three. Matiang, fed by Seaver, works hard underneath and comes up with the bucket.
Old college teammates starting to get that connection going. Oh, 3-3. Good block there from Matiang.
Oh, that's playing both ends of the floor. Now he's running the floor. Put it up for him.
Here is King. Great D from McCarron. Drimic confronted. Seaver wins it back. He wants support.
Great decision.
Harvey the three. Doesn't get the favourable roll. And McCarron in transition.
Well, this is a pickup game vibe.
Cleveland.
A lot of pickup game vibes to this. Well, right on cue. There you go.
All of a sudden, just 1 point in it as Harvey is made of...
Let's let our offense be our defense. I'll tell you one thing I like to see in that. Big Mango got the ball.
Side. Let's try and get our bigs in, their bigs in foul trouble through DJ. They've got so many different avenues to work with, and it's going to be a work in progress.
Let's go down to Brad Rosen courtside. Brad.
Yeah, just listening to CJ there, it's no shock. It was all about Tyler Harvey, guys. He's got 7 points out of the 11. No more shots for this quarter, all over him.
Franks working hard, using McCarron.
That's twice the 36ers have kept it real simple. They went 4 out, 1 in pretty much, and they basically said whoever we're putting inside, and we don't trust him to guard DJ. If we look at that matchup, so Ding Dang is being targeted right now.
Well, he is. It's also, yes, the ball's whipping around the floor, but the player movement. You see the little cut from Mitch McCarron, Anthony Drimic trailing before. Down the floor, everybody's moving in. We talk about the depth of the roster. Anthony Drimick's a guy who, when healthy, can play 25+ minutes a game. Sunday Dech, we've seen him start play that many minutes, if not more. Nick Marshall, Belmont player, deserves minutes the way he's been playing as well. Kai Sotto, another one, not playing a whole lot. Galloway, Harris. You can pick anyone and make an argument they should be playing a lot more.
36ers. Franks underneath with the left hand.
I love this. This is all about finding the mismatch. Not just any mismatch. I'm talking about the grotesque mismatch. They come down, take their time. They go, wait a minute, is that Alex Madronia trying to guard Robert Franks? We giving the ball to him. It's simple basketball. Sometimes we complicate it way too much.
Conrad and Madronia checking into the game. Seaver, Steele, Cleveland running the floor. Detch goes up and lays it in.
This is a dangerous 4 minutes for the Hawks. This is when you look up now and Madronia's on the court. Tim Conrad got a DNP last game. And I don't know, like the game is still close, and sometimes coaches can be a little bit loose with their substitutions and just kind of almost gift minutes, with all due respect to these two guys. But I'm just saying, this is a dangerous 4 minutes for the Hawks.
Brad Rosen. Go to Brad in just a sec. Now's not a bad time. You go down courtside, Brad. Come back to Brad, but they're pulling the trigger on that 3 ball, the Hawks, but 1 of 6, 16.7% through the opening 6 minutes.
Damon mentioned it. Look, you've got Tyler Harvey, you've got George King. He struggled a little bit with Peyton Seaver. Sam Froling is coming off a monster performance. He's someone, he hasn't taken a shot. There are certain times where he can be super successful in this league. When you throw it to him at the high post, you let him fake the handoff, get downhill to his left hand. He finishes extremely well with both hands in the paint. I think at times they underutilise what he can do on the offensive end. For his rookie year, there were times where he didn't need the ball. He'll find his own off dump-offs, offensive rebounds. I think he's now earned the right to be force-fed the ball, especially in the first quarter, and say, where do you think you're best at your best, and we'll give you the rock there.
Detch just kept it in. Soto kicked it out. Oh, they've started really well here.
That man has Robert Franks. Talk about off the top, up to 8 points now.
Two assists as well for Franks. Outside, that doesn't go from Conrad. Another missed attempt. Sunday Detch. Seaver comes up with the rebound. Works his way into the paint, uses Conrad. Nice play.
Beautiful. That's the Hawks' best offense. Getting to stop, getting out in transition, Peyton Seaver making decisions. Timmy's out there clearly to take shots. He cannot turn down any open shots. He has to take those. But I'm looking at the other 3 guys. I'm looking at Madronia, I'm looking at Mango, and I'm looking at Ronnie Swaka the Bullet. And between those 3 guys, Pete, they have not produced enough points for this team.
No, well, they haven't. I mean, you look at a team that's really struggled to score the ball. I mean, they had that double overtime effort against United where they looked like they could score at will. But over the course of the whole season, Tyler Harvey, 14 points a game. George King, as you mentioned, out 18 points per game in the first 3 and just single digits in his last 5 games. He's one that you bring in and he needs to be able to score the ball. Froling, just 11 points. Mathiang doesn't play a whole lot. Deng Deng, 7.8. So they need to find consistent scorers and quick.
36 is on an 8-0 run prior to that.
Oh, my God.
2 points.
Oh, my God. I just got excited. Did you see that? A back pick for a big guy to go inside. That's what I've been calling for almost every NBL team in the league. They are being real patient, making sure that Rob Franks gets the ball. So, there was times that Rob would get frustrated when he wasn't getting shots, and he would just take wild threes sometimes. They are making a concerted effort to punish anybody guarding him, whether they back pick him into the post or just go 4-out-1 in and dump it into him. This is great.
We sound like a broken record, but this really was a man up until about round 12 last season. He was on MVP watch. Then the Bullets started to fade. They had their injuries, they had their problems, and kind of looked like he checked out. He was unstoppable last year. Walking double-double, he could step out and shoot the 3. He was a mismatched nightmare with his ability to put the ball on the floor.
Oh, people were very close to being fed, that young fella. You could just about taste the Hungry Jacks. Margin out to 10 points. Seaver.
Decision.
Mango. Nice feed.
That's what Peyton Siva does. Put him in the pick and roll, spread the floor, and just trust every decision to be made by him.
Yeah, he's been everywhere, this man. Franks can't get that to go. Matiang with the rebound for the Hawks. Siva, open three. Look at the work there from Sunday Detch, and they love it.
Well, they love it, and so they should. But again, you're not going to show up on the stat sheet, but Kai Sotto's ability to catch alley-oops and to roll hard made the defense not have to come across and help. So we see here the little ball screen, and Sam Frolling's worried about that ball getting thrown up to Kai Sotto. He doesn't come across.
CJ's basically got two teams. His bench could be starting five, so he's got guys out there. Sunday Detch out there, obviously Kai and Nick Marshall's out there, so obviously these guys can all play. When you got a lead like this, he has a 10-point lead in the first quarter. You can be looser with your substitutions. In the Hawks situation, and I can see that Jackham is trying to probably, like he spoke about in his press conference, trying to find 5 guys that can do well together. Well, in the process of trying to find that, you don't really set up any rhythm neither, so it's kind of catch-22.
Hey, you've been working out in the morning. There's no reason why you shouldn't be on the floor right now for the Hawks.
There's a conversation there, I reckon, Halls, which requires more than a couple of minutes before quarter time. He's a fitness machine at the moment, Damon Lowry, punishing his NBL championship winning body. Sunday Detch doesn't go. Nocky Dent on the floor. Froling. Such a productive game. It's Melbourne United. Very quiet early here. Dent puts up the floater.
That's another one of those possessions where Sam Froling, when you look at who's on the floor right now, Tyler Harvey, if you're not going to go through him, Sam Froling did a handoff and then sat in the corner. Didn't have any influence on the play. I think he's just too good not to have more involvement in their offense.
You think he's too good, Pete? I think he's too good, but I don't know if Sam thinks he's too good, because how can you not have a shot in 9 minutes of basketball? If he finishes his quarter, the timeout should only be Jacob looking directly at Sam saying, do you want to play today? We need you, man.
27 and 15.
Froling gets it back. Works his way into the paint with the left hand. Soto.
And that was always going to happen when you gets it punched 3 rows back. That's a great block from Kai Sotto.
With the right hand as well.
Even just substitutions, Tyler Harvey had 7 points and came out. 5 minutes to go.
Nocky Dent. Thought about it.
That's a tough shot.
That's a really tough shot.
A tough one. But it was probably 2 for 1, so give him the benefit of the doubt.
35.3% from the field on 6 of 17 shooting so far, the Hawks. 47.1%. 36 as he going at in this first quarter. Johnson thought about it. Swakala Bullock guards him closely. Shot clock violation.
That is a veteran play from Daniel Johnson from yelling at Sunday Detch for not shooting quick enough. I'm not sure I've seen any player get into their shot with 0.1 seconds after being thrown the hospital pass. That was always destined for a turnover. Daniel Johnson just got to be a little bit more aware of the shot clock.
Ding, ding. That's what they desperately needed, the Hawks. Heading into the quarter time break, they cut the margin to 8.
Hi, March Madness.
Well, I don't like to talk about it until it gets to March. So come back to me in March and I'll talk about it non-stop. But on that, you talked about the worst defensive team, Mitch McCarron talking about it. With this team and how potent they are offensively, you probably go into the season thinking, look, even if we aren't great defensively, we still can score enough points to win. That's probably true in 90% of leagues around the world, just not the NBL. And the Jack Jumpers proved that last season. The Sydney Kings, they were the two of the best defensive teams, Melbourne United as well, who they finished in the top 4 and get to the grand final series because they banked themselves on defense. It doesn't matter how strong you are offensively. If you can't defend as a unit, you're not going to find success in the NBL when it comes to crunch time.
And of course tonight, part of a double-header in the NBL. Later on, we've got the Perth Wildcats up against the Jack Jumpers, and John really emphasised at the start of the season that his side needed to improve at the defensive end, as Harvey has a long-range look. And the shot is long. I haven't quite got it right yet.
Missed opportunity. Sorry, missed opportunity by the Hawks. They run the ball screen as Payton gets a clean strip.
Siva upstairs. Just a casual lay-in for Payton Siva.
Mango
5 dimes in the first quarter, Siva.
That's what he does. Mango set a nice ball screen. They switch. McCarron is on Mango, but Mango doesn't try to then seal him. So now Payton goes, well, I guess I'll just shoot it. Or Tyler goes, I guess I'll just shoot it then. Once you get inside and you get the mismatch, you have to own that space and be aggressive and demand the ball.
Trimmick the catch and shoot.
Payton Siva might have the best hands in the NBL. How quickly he reads the play, can just get steals, deflections, just times it so well on the defensive end.
Matiang spins inside the paint, finishes with the right hand.
Great move.
Bigs who continue to score the ball. Maybe Mango Matiang, he's only averaging 17 minutes a game. He's coming off some pretty significant injuries. Maybe it's time to start just slowly increasing his load and getting him ready to have a big contribution.
Well read by Matiang.
On the bench, and most of their energy is coming from the offensive end. When they get scores, they're up and about, but they need to cheer now. The coach is into it, but everyone else needs to be quiet. It's got to get up now and get it from the defensive end, start to get some stops.
Payton Siva keeps on pulling the trigger. That is missed by some margin.
He has belief in himself, I'll give him that, but those shots, like I said, three-point, his percentage, it is not great. When teams would now go under all of his ball screens, back when I used to pretend to be in the league a little bit, guys are going to my ball screens, Pete, and you know what Brendan Joyce used to say? Set the screen lower. Then if they go under it, I might give myself an elbow jumper, but Payton is still settling for the three. He just yanked him for that.
I think that's what Jacob Jacovis is basically saying. Is you're going to have that whenever you want, the way they're playing you. And whether it's either setting the screen low or setting a re-screen, because if they're going to go under, you can't go under a re-screen. You have to try and fight over it. Mitch McCarron, oh my goodness, just puts Lockie down on his skates. Well,
yeah, that's tough. Bad luck, Lockie. Bad luck. Keep going.
Michael Bullock draws the foul.
This is who you're starting, and this is your second shot attempt. So I'm saying you can't just talk about it, you got to be about it.
Michael Bullock gets both to go.
they're only 5 points a game, and it's never going to be a huge jump you expect from him. Not to get up to 12, 15 points per game, because you're putting that up in the NBL, you're legit on the offensive end. It's just being that confidence, and he's going to be a 3-and-D type player. Knock down the three at a high rate and really lock up defensively.
Open look for Franks. And the tip in from McCarron.
That's just a big guard right there. Mitch McCarron. I remember back in the days, up at the Cairns Taipans, had a couple of 16 rebounding games.
Tyler Harvey goes to work, puts up the floater. He's having a good shooting night, Tyler Harvey.
So that works. You get a little floater. Tyler Harvey gets deep in the keyway. The next time down the floor, you've got to run the exact same set. You had a nice, patient set where you went side to side and you got Tyler Harvey, your main guy, into a floater that is his go-to shot. There's no reason why you don't go back to that well until it dries up. Robert
Franks is finishing from everywhere.
He's just mucking around out there right now.
Robert Franks, 13 points. 5 of 7 from the field. 1 of 2 from outside the arc. Harvey.
This is too hard.
Dent. Deng. From the elbow.
You got to take these shots. Here's we got to talk about George King, Pete. We can't just sit here and act like he's not sitting on 0 points and 3 fouls. Not only is he in foul trouble with no points, he's wrecking the rotations. So now Jacob takes out Payton because he was frustrated with Payton. So now he can't put George out there. So he's got to go with Lockie. So, and I don't think he trusts Tyler to be the point guard for the whole time. So George being in foul trouble hurts a lot more than just the scoreboard.
Well, it is 0 of 2. He's played 4 minutes and he's got 3 fouls. And again, when you're searching for offensive consistency, he's not putting it up. Sam Froling, he's only taken 2 shots. He's yet to hit the scoreboard. The enemy replay here. And look, it's going to be a long night if you're settling for long-range contested 2 step-backs over a hand. If that's the offense you're trying to have to come by, it's going to be a long night.
It's clearly not what Jacob Jackomas is trying to lay down for his team. Antonius Cleveland, 30 games for the Hawks last season in their run to the semi-finals. Franks inside, Soto. Just a little high, that pass for him.
I can see Drimmick and Rob having a slight conversation. Drimmick wanted to post him up, but Rob wasn't committed in his post-up. So Drimmick going, I'm not going to turn the ball over. I'm not just going to force feed you. You got to get a better seal. Eventually ended up going, like, looking at a high-low with Rob and Kai Soto. But this is situations when Rob clearly has a mismatch. He's just got to keep doing the same thing.
You can see this check back in. Harvey almost lost the handle, looking for support.
Go to work, Mango.
Mango gets
Go to
fed.
work, big fella.
Mango goes to work. He's still going to work. The D was strong from the 36ers. Froling, though, gives them another look. Harvey!
Well, they had plenty of bites at the cherry. Another opportunity here.
Franks loses it to Froling. Harvey. The floater doesn't go this time.
It's going to be over the back call. Good hustle there from Mango Matthew. Whether it's, we saw it earlier, Mitch McCarron, the early kick ahead, try and put some heat on the rim, draw the defense. Got to get a better look than that when you have that advantage. But right now, we talked about a different Adelaide team tonight. I've got 11 assists on 15 made field goals. That ball's zipping around. They're finding some open looks. Good things are happening.
Mango.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Whatever it takes. We can't be too picky these days in Wollongong, so good to see him aggressive.
People here. So they're going to have a potential talk about this as an upgrade, I would think, because Peyton Sieva, he's doing the right thing. No easy baskets. He's trying to make him earn them at the line, maybe feed the people of New South Wales. But whenever you put your hand straight up and say, this is what I was trying to do, I was trying to make a foul, it gives them a chance to look at it as potentially upgrading from unsportsmanlike for no play on the ball. The easy basket.
Yeah, that's just a regular standard foul. Nothing to see here, people. Nothing to see here.
So they've had a look at it and they said they agree with you, Damon. I'm spot on with that as well. You come across the arms and you put your hand immediately straight up. So
Looking guilty. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Dave Barlow's the king of that. And you try and do the foul and you put your hand up.
Nor should he. He's shooting 50% from the field. He's, you know, leading the score. Like, how come he can't play out the rest? And I don't want to be second guessing every single decision coaches make, but sometimes you leave me no choice.
Now they've got to find another avenue. Oh, that's a complete miscommunication. Cleveland can't keep that ball in. So Akuth has only played a couple, 1 of 4 from beyond the arc.
You just got to stick at it. Stick at the process. Take it a possession at a time, a quarter at a time, because you're on a 6-game losing streak. Things have been thrown out of whack ever since Justin Robertson, your star signing, has been injured. Luck of the bullet keys on up. That's a big knockdown for his confidence. Just 26% from 3. A lot of the Hawks players, when you're in this rut, is from the shoulders up. Because you get into this mental state where things aren't working out, and it's kind of like quicksand. You're trying to fight out of it, but you keep sinking. You just got to stick to the process, but that process has to be locked in every single possession.
Johnson works his way to the rim and puts up the right-hand shot. Margin back out to 12.
Hey, calm down. CJ has gave Ding Akuth some minutes. Some gifted minutes to get into the young fella, but the entire bench unit, I like that. Put him out there he got 3 starters out there with him, and CJ clearly is not too worried about this lead, not too worried about Wollongong or Illawara. Sorry, he's gone deep into his bench with Deng, and he's got some talent, so it's good to see him getting a few minutes.
You can see that at the free throw line.
Tyler checks back in. That just was a quick little rest, I guess. Coaches of Australia, I don't need a rest for 30 seconds. Halftime's coming.
Now,
leave me out here, Pete.
You're just a different breed, mate. Oh, you don't need a rest ever. You told me you're going to get home tonight. You're going to wake up after 3 hours sleep, run for 468 kilometres, and then go to work.
Damon was up at 4:30 this morning. 32K. Sunday Detch short on that shot, Froling the rebound.
They can go into the half under 10, encouraging.
Froling gets an open look, doesn't take the shot. Confidence just not quite there tonight for Froling.
It's going to help send in the bonus, get Peyton Siva back to the free throw line. Whereas 4 of 4, it's only as Cleveland return to.
I played for a coach once that if you didn't take a wide open shot, you're sitting down. Don't think you're doing a team thing.
So the margin is under 10 for the first time in a fair while. Let's go to Brad Rosen.
I'll tell you what, Peyton Siva, whilst he might not be scoring huge amounts, he is controlling this game outstandingly for Illawarra. He's been able to draw a couple of fouls, gets to the free throw line. They're only down by 8 at the moment. Looks like they should be down by 15 and 20 the way they've played. So Peyton Siva doing an outstanding job for them.
That was an unbelievable pass. Daniel Johnson, a really good execution on the offensive end, and just the player movement. CJ Bruton is having a look at, okay, with certain lineups on the floor, what can we run through? What kind of style of play add to our arsenal? Because you think about the depth of this lineup, and we're seeing it on display now. The teams that are really going to compete for the title this year are some of the deepest we've seen. The Sydney Kings, the Phoenix now, one of the deepest teams around. The Breakers have shown that they've got enough depth to be successful, but Adelaide, with guys gone right down to the development players, and I mentioned the Kings, they had 3 bench guys on in the last 4 minutes to clutch in that win against the Taipans. That's just faith in every man on the roster, and this is what CJ Bruton's starting to show here.
Jacob Jackomas would kill for that kind of faith in the roster at the moment. It's been a better quarter from the Hawks. Siva. Oh, no. 10 points the margin. It was 8 at quarter time. Did get out to 15 in this quarter. Karen.
That's a good point, Pete. This team out here right now for the 36ers, there's no ball stickers on this group. So the ball is moving quicker. What they're going to have to find out what to do when Craig comes back is when he's out there on the floor, can the ball still move like this? Well, it doesn't have to happen every time, but some of the time.
He is leading the team in assists, and again, he's too crafty just to put him in the corner. You've still got him, have to make him, let him play his game to make plays, and he's going to have massive nights.
Oh, DJ's having a pretty good night of it.
He absolutely is, and if anything, it just probably opens their eyes to, hang on, where's this confidence when we are at a full squad? I think they kind of fall into the gap of being a bit too unselfish at times, but it's a work in progress.
Siva's lost the handle. Ford on though, Froling. Shot doesn't go. That is half-time in the Hungry Jacks NBL. The Adelaide 36ers 49 lead the Illawarra Hawks 37, a 12-point lead to the 36ers, and work for the Hawks to do.
I was saying it's the 36ers, but they were so unforced. They were just throwing the ball away, letting it roll away. Incorrect passes not on the same page. So let's see how they attack this opening 3 minutes.
Confidence thing.
It's a confidence thing right now, because you looked at some of the highlights of the lowlights, I guess, of the missed shots. A lot of them are really good looks, and you just got to step up and knock them down. And that's what you mentioned in the first half of the shoulders up. When you're in this rut, when things just aren't going the way you want, it's going to help. That is a gift.
Effortless bucket for Tyler Harvey, who's up to 11 points.
Sometimes a team can drag you down. And right now, Adelaide, they're trying to do some things. They're trying to experiment. They're trying to work on their team chemistry, the way the ball moves. And their defense is also not very good. But right now, CJ would not be happy with just giving up an easy layup, uncontested like that to start the third quarter.
Daniel Johnson had a very productive first half. Drimmick underneath, easy finish for Franks.
Well, really good patience from Mitch McCarron. You can see they were trying to, again, it's all about the way they're getting Robert Franks the ball. They clear out that side, they empty it out. Two-man game. Mitch McCarron is always going to look for his big man.
Froling goes to work under the rim. Left-hand hook shot doesn't go for him.
Very makeable shot for Sam. I'm glad he took it. I don't mind if you miss it, but you got to give me more attempts like that because he can make those easily.
Hasn't scored tonight, coming off 27. And Drimmick will go to the line.
Well, that's going to be a charge.
Oh, it is too.
It's a really good take from Peyton Seaver. Just to leave your assignment, you see here, got switched on to Robert Franks, just moved his feet, got across, and might have been a little bit sideways, but he got there in time. It's a really good take.
Harvey into the paint. Draws the foul. Called on Antonius Cleveland.
3 fouls on Cleveland. Had a tough return. Cleveland Entertainment Centre. Just 1 point so far.
Everybody can't be like Kawhi Noy against your old team.
I don't think you're going to get much better than that on your birthday as well.
Seaver inside. Froling kicks it out. Deng works his way to the rim.
It's going to be a foul, and Deng Deng just coming across the front of Cleveland.
Don't mind the aggression, though. At least you're aggressive. Like, make something happen or sit on the bench. There's only 2 options. So I seen an early drive from Deng Deng. I seen Sam be aggressive on the block. They didn't go down for him at that time, but that's what they're going to have to play like if they're going to have any chance of getting back in this game.
Deng Deng and AC having a few words. I'd love to be a fly on the wall of Craig Randall right now, because if you remember that game at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, Deng Deng and Craig Randall got stuck into it a little bit. Deng Deng loves to have a bit of a chat. I wonder if Randall just yelling at the TV, backing up his teammate, Antonius Cleveland.
Johnson inside. Franks, 17 points for the night on 7 of 9 shooting.
Hawks got caught out trying to go to a zone just then and had more holes in it than Swiss cheese. They need to shore that up.
Seaver to Froling.
Dime.
That is now 7 assists for Peyton Seaver.
It's also their 3rd good look inside the keyway to start this quarter. You had that one from Sam Froling. He's got to make that. Deng Deng got all the way to the cup, missed the layup.
Franks tried to feed Johnson. The Hawks will get the ball. They need to get on a run here. Let's take a look at the Amy replay. Peyton Seaver, the look away, and Froling the finish for his first points of the night. Deng Deng gets the open look, and it goes.
Assist Seaver. The more Peyton they are in ball screens, good things happen 5, 6 times out of 10 when he's in the ball screen. You might not want to do it on the very, very first possession or the very first passage of play, but if that play ends up in the ball screen with him, good things are going to happen. You're going to get an open shot.
Greatest margin, 15 in the second quarter. Daniel Johnson short on that shot.
And the key for the Illawara Hawks, now you want to go back to it. Get that ball screen with Peyton Seaver, but don't be stagnant on the weak side. Keep moving, keep cutting, keep setting away screens, because that way you're going to get guys open to shoot the rock or get layups like they've shown.
Nine points is the lead to the 36 as Seaver kicks it out. Tyler Harvey just cannot get it to rattle in at the moment. Started really brightly.
Adelaide dodged a bullet. We're down low to Frog. Oh, too easy. Way too easy.
Franks just...
But Adelaide might want to just double-check their ball screen defense because guys are getting wide-open looks.
Franks hit us with a little too small, but just did it really quickly because I think we started to see too many players say other players are too small.
I'll take offense.
Harvey getting busy. Nice finish. Well received. Tyler Harvey, 13 points.
They're hanging around. The Hawks still single-digit game. They're in this little zone here.
Sunday Detch. Getting late in the clock. Detch Needs to shoot.
He's got a
charging foul.
He's got to shoot that 3-ball. Mitch McCarron knew exactly what he was doing when he got the ball back and called for the screen from Robert Franks. That was set up so that you could get that cross-court pass. And I'll tell you what, there could be a little bit of either a challenge here or they're just going to have a talk about things on the offensive end against this zone.
Teams don't practice against the zone in training enough.
Well, I'm next to the Navy SEAL-like trainer in Damon Lowry. Brad Rosen's got a guest with him right now who's pretty good on the fitness too. Brad, away to you.
We're coming back.
Who's going to win, sweetheart? Is it the Illawarra's going to win?
Hawks are going to win.
That's what we love to hear.
Let's go Hawks.
Let's go Hawks.
Alex, thanks so much. We wish you all the best.
No worries, thank you.
Need more of that. Peyton Seaver is just slicing and dicing. He's got 9 assists.
He's on his way
Margin's
to
been cut to 7. This is a momentum swing here in the third quarter. I mentioned this is the quarter when the 36ers tend to go to sleep. It's been the best quarter of the season for the Illawarra Hawks, and they're starting to get it right at the defensive end.
Because teams don't play a lot of zone in the NBL, teams don't know how to really run stuff against it. So sometimes teams panic. If you go to a zone and they make one shot, quick, get out of it. No, stay in it because teams don't practice against it enough.
Oh, now Peyton's getting him to go from outside the arc.
Well, Damon, you spoke about how the team looks without Craig Randall. I'll tell you what, that's one man right now. That team's going into a zone. That's who you want to have on the floor. He is a zone buster because you got to locate him every single time he's on the floor. The minute he gets over halfway.
Drimic tries to respond. Goes again. Hawks in possession. They're on a 7-0 run here. Froling, Swakala Bullock.
Timeout.
It's swinging big time.
Well, they already had one time out. He's not going to go for it again. Substitution's ready to check in, but this zone is working wonders. Adelaide don't know what to do.
What a turnaround in this contest. The Hawks in it up to their eyeballs. McCarron drives towards the basket. Johnson with the putback. And they needed that, the 36ers.
That is the only thing that the Hawks got to, they just got to come up and finish that possession and get that rebound. But maybe as a team, as the worst defensive team in the league, as Tyler does what Tyler does, maybe they found a defensive identity. Maybe we'll be the junk team that plays the junk D, I should say. Not the junk team, but the team that plays the junk it up defense and just keep you off balance.
18 points to 8 the Hawks have scored in this quarter. Nice finish, Franks.
And that's where, if you're Adelaide, you've seen a couple of moments of success where they have a ball screen up top. You can still screen against the zone, but also get Robert Franks and Daniel Johnson working together in a tandem. High-low post and just work off each other. Find the gaps in the zone. They've done that and they've scored, but right now they've got to get some stops on the defensive end.
Ding, ding, long. Franks comes up with it. Robert Franks has scored 8 of the 36ers, 10 points in this quarter. He now has 21 for the night. He might about have 23. Yes, he does.
He is so tough, and I'll tell you what, it's just good to see him in this kind of form. This is why he was so highly touted last season and such a big recruit. This is why he had all that interest overseas.
Tyler Harvey from long range. Drimic comes up with the rebound. Cops some close attention from Deng.
See, the 36ers got 2 bigs. Well, Rob is playing like a big, and sometimes Rob could play like a perimeter player from time to time, but when them 2 guys are both committed to getting down low and establishing themselves in position, the Hawks don't have enough size on the floor right now to combat that. So you might need to come with some mango juice, Pete, just to balance out the matchups.
Well, you mentioned them being a junk defensive team. I think that can actually be their identity. It can be ugly at times, but with the team they have and what they're producing, to not just stay in a zone. Maybe you play a zone for 2 possessions, then you get out of it. Then you go to a man-to-man. Maybe you go to a box-to-1 against a certain team. Forever change your defense if you're not very good at one in particular.
Shot needs to go up here. And the block from Matiang. And now Swakala Bullock goes towards the bucket, draws the foul, and will go to the line.
Well, it's great defense from Matiang. He's been huge off the bench tonight. 8 points, 6 rebounds.
Mitch was perplexed. Didn't realize I could foul you with my navel. But the Hawks now have got themselves in a position where they believe they can win. CJ will be annoyed because right now Adelaide has allowed this to happen. Credit to the Hawks for getting it, for changing things, but it is now a ball game.
This season, with thanks to MG, we're giving away a brand new MG ZSEV electric car valued at $44,990. Enter now at nbl.com.au/winmg. That is well worth winning. The prizes we've got attached to this competition. Fantastic. Froling, speaking of, puts a stop to that from McCarron. Foot violation.
They're protecting the rim well. Matthew Yang and Sam Froling.
Now CJ has come on his high energy guys, got him out there on the floor. Hopefully can make some things happen, add some defensive intensity, but they got Adelaide on the back foot.
George King back into the game. Had a first half to forget. 4 minutes, 3 fouls. Didn't trouble the scorers.
Tyler Harvey goes to work. They're just a little rattled at the moment, the 36ers.
The ball moves, then Tyler can get it, going downhill on his left hand. Mango doing a good job of staying active, drew himself a foul. What's Mango's free throw percentage, Pete? How's he going so far?
Started the season 0 of 7. Searching for that first one. We saw him hit a tough step back, mid-range.
Now 1 of 8.
There you go.
Damon.
Yeah, all you got to do is hit one and things start to roll, although that didn't look
wide
good
right
from that angle. 1 of 9 on the season.
Disappointing.
Missed opportunity. All that hard work, got to reward yourself. They fall back to the 2-3.
Oh, he's just pulling the trigger because he's having some sort of a night. Robert Franks, 25 points.
Missed 2 shots. 11 of 13 from the field.
That was on George King's side. He got lost, paid the price.
12 points in this quarter for Franks. Had 13 to half-time. Froling drives, spins and finishes. Oh, the bucket won't count.
Well, they've called this an offensive foul. Little hook, and Jacob Jacoma's asking his bench to have a quick look at it to see if it's true.
Yeah.
Just a fend off.
Yeah, he's his left arm.
Yeah. Really well defended from Hiram Harris. You know Sam Froling's going to get to his spin move. You don't often see it with a left-hander driving to the middle of the floor, spinning back to his right.
But if he shoots that wide open 3 and knocks it down, it changes how Hiram guards him.
McCarron likes the look of this. It's off the hand of Soto.
Just like you said, Pete, now that they've been in that zone for a long time, CJ's made some adjustments. They just ran 2 ball screens, got Mitch a wide open shot. So
well, now you might be thinking exactly right. Now we get out of the zone for a little bit. But do we go back to man-to-man? Do we try and maybe trap a ball screen here or there? Just things to really keep Adelaide guessing. Having to always change what offense, how comfortable they are in that end.
George King from the elbow. And George King gets his first points of the night. And the margin cut back again to 5 points.
Welcome, George, to the game. Out man-to-man this team. Rob Franks on the bench, Antonius on the bench.
Daniel Johnson here asking for this to be reviewed. He wants a coach's challenge. He's going to be too late now. I'll tell you what, he tried to get it, CJ Bruton. Well played, the Illawarra Hawks.
Oh, Mango almost with the offensive rebound, but Soto comes up with it for the 36ers.
There it is, the slowest, quickest moves in FPL history. Just a really slow jab step. Sam Froling looking at the floor. There's not much there.
It's because he knows DJ will shoot
this.
Ooh, yeah, got him reaching bad. Wasn't even a shot fake, just a jab and go by him.
Just a 3-day jab. Hard to guard. He's just made a career of getting to the free throw line for that exact reason.
It's Tyler Harvey just offering Daniel Johnson a few words of encouragement as he tries to restore a 7-point lead here. 14 points for Johnson tonight. His first made free throws, now 1 of 2.
DJ has always been a professional scorer, can score at every level, can get himself to the foul line, reliable, can hit the three, put the ball on the floor, jump hooks. He's got the package.
Well, he's very well might be one of the most, if not the most underrated player in NBL history, because he's done it year in, year out at such a high level. And just because of his quiet nature, the way he goes about it, so often gets overlooked. The recognition he deserves.
Even in the Boomer squad, don't you think he deserves a Boomer call-up, at least in the squad?
Well, he had one a couple of years ago. He's getting older now, but continues to just be a nightmare in the offense. Man, as Kai Soto steps out, the zone buster.
Froling. Final play of the third quarter, a productive one for the Hawks. Can they finish the job here? Mango Matiang. Froling gets a look, and that doesn't go either, so it will be a 7-point lead. The margin stood at 12 at the halftime break. The Hawks have fought their way back into it. This could yet be a tight finish in the Hungry Jack. A little keen.
It is pumping down here. It is absolutely fantastic. I do want to take you back to round 3, though. When they played the last time, these two teams, Illawarra were up by 2, but it took Craig Randall 17 points in the fourth quarter to get that win. I want to ask the boys up there, who's got to do that tonight for Adelaide?
Well, right now it's Robert Franks. Only as Cleveland struggled, Anthony Drimmick gets a wide-open 3. That's no good. Frank's got 25 points and Daniel Johnson. They're just feeding the two big fellas down low. You think that if they stay in this zone and try and keep them out of the keyway, one of these guards is going to have to hit some shots.
Be aggressive.
Goes to work with the left hand. He is aggressive.
Hello.
And he's rewarded for it.
There you go, Sam.
It's a simple game.
It's simple. When you got your head on, when you screw it on right and Sam's being confident, that's what he can do. And that's hard to stop. He guards himself. That's the problem.
Well, these two teams have only known overtime of late. Could we be headed for another thrilling finish? Soto with the putback.
Kai Soto, I think he's going to continue to get better game in and game out. He just finds himself in a logjam behind some superstars this season. Last year he got more minutes towards the end of the year due to injuries. This year you got Robert Franks, Daniel Johnson, and the ability to play small with Franks at the 5, Cleveland at the 4. So it's going to be a work in progress to find those minutes.
This ain't always a done thing in the NBL these days, but I tell you what, if I'm Rob Franks, I'm a little 11-13. I'm 84% from the field. What the hell I'm on the bench for? The game is close.
Sam Froling getting where he wants to and make it easy, but you're spot on. I don't think CJ Bruton will have wait too long. Sam Froling blocks Kai Soto. That's his 3rd block of the night.
Peyton Seaver kicks it out. Froling to Harvey. Open look. Yes.
CJ Bruton just sitting there, crossing his arms.
Brad Rosen courtside.
Just want to talk about Robert Franks. Damon, you're 100% right, but CJ's looking at him and said, just give me another minute or 2, then you'll bring us home. So you are on the right track, but he just wants him to have another 1 or 2.
But Brad, why? Why wait for a minute? A whole bunch of stuff can happen in a minute. I'm ready to go right now.
Timely 3 from Daniel Johnson. He's got 19 points and 7 of 10 shooting. 3 of 5 from three-point range, and Tyler Harvey's feeling it.
CJ Bruton not happy, saying that should have been an illegal screen. I thought that was pretty well played from Mathiang. Anthony Drimmick tries to answer back and straight away erases the damage down the other end. And look, Robert Franks has been terrific, but the way he's playing, he's on track to have one of those games where you're disappointed he didn't get enough shots up. 11 of 13 from the field. He's about to check in now.
This ain't the time.
Let's have a look at this. Was Mango Mathiang set? Oh, my word.
That's legal.
My word. Just
legal screen.
Seen 4 consecutive three-pointers made in this contest. It's just...
And right now the Hawks got it. They'd be annoyed if this goes down. Okay.
Swakala Bullock lost the handle. Drimmick the deflection. And now might be on the end of it. Drimmick blocked. Cleveland hasn't had a big night, but they're an important couple of points.
Defensive transition both times. The turnover. They made 3, and then they give up a 3 the very next time down. It's just little things like that. The Hawks does not have that room for error.
You know, Tyler Harvey had the hops like that. He can do this, though.
Oh, goodness gracious me. Tyler Harvey sucking in the deep ones and having a big impact.
Well, Tyler Harvey has found his form. 4 of 9. This is what he can do. Cleveland gets cleaned up on the screen. Wasn't a whole lot of contact by either player, but both of them combined. Cleveland, in the end, actually takes out his left arm.
All right, Pete, Tyler has always been that guy. He don't give a damn about shooting percentages. He knows who he is, and at any time, he's dangerous. So he's not gonna die wondering, this guy. So it's only a matter of time with him. You got to be switched on from start to finish.
25 points tonight for Tyler Harvey, margin back to 5. 21 points against Melbourne United on the weekend. 5 of 11 from outside the arc, but his shooting from inside was off the mark. 1 of 7. It's been much better tonight.
It's this zone again. Daniel Johnson, hard to rebound out of a zone. It was exactly what they settled for. Just a bit of action all around the perimeter. Settle for a contested 3, but somebody's got to get a body on the big fellas. It's going to be a carry, Peyton Seaver. But I like that they started this quarter. Cleveland not happy getting subbed out here. Sunday Detch.
79% respectively. You can see Tyler Harvey's been good from long range again tonight.
They've been terrific, and here they go. The Illawara Hawks. First 2 minutes of this fourth, they were in man-to-man. Now they're back to a zone.
Sunday Detch gets an open look, and he puts it away.
That's how you beat it. That little dump-off pass to get Franks in the MG logo. It opens everything up. He can shoot it, he can dump it off to his big fella in Daniel Johnson, or he can hit somebody for a 3. And that's why Antonius Cleveland's probably been subbed out right now, just to space the floor with some shooters.
Ding, ding to reply. That doesn't go.
Tyler got to do a better job in that situation, though, Pete. He's got Rob Franks on the elbow. Surely that's not a mismatch on the perimeter, you wouldn't have thought. But he just let him just kind of stroll into the key and just make an easy pass.
Margin back out to double figures as Johnson lands an almighty blow on the Hawks.
How is the shooting from Johnson and Franks? 20 of 26 from the field combined. They got 49 points.
Great shot making, but I'm still going to pick on Tyler in that situation. He was out there in that top of the zone. It just is one pass across the key, and DJ gets a shot.
That's now 10 dimes for Peyton Seaver tonight. He is the first Hawks player in their history to have double-figure dimes in back-to-back games. As Johnson gets underneath on the reverse, comes up with another 2. He moves to 26. He leads all comers.
Well, when that aspect of his game becomes consistent, then it's a major problem for everybody in the league. That's the only chink in Peyton Seaver's armor, is that 3-point shot.
Detch to Drimmick, and now it's happening for the 36ers. They have put the foot down.
Talk about flicking a switch since that timeout. My goodness. 16-point ball game.
They're on a 13-2 run at the moment, the 36ers. Swaka Bullock drives baseline and gets it done.
Much needed. I think he's been terrific tonight. 12 points, 4 of 6 from the field. And the big question is, Jacob Chacomas will be thinking, where has this been all season long? This aggression, this confidence. See, 3.5, just under 4 minutes to go.
Drimmick, the fadeaway.
Anthony has come alive since injecting him to the starting lineup.
They've now got a game-high lead in the blink of an eye. 16 points. The 36ers have wound it up. And here's the man of the night. That one rattles out, but the putback from DJ and the timeout is called, unsurprisingly.
Well, that was a demolition in 3 minutes. This game looked like it was close. Look at Daniel Johnson's numbers. 28 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. We've been hyping up Robert Franks. And Daniel Johnson just quietly going back at the timeout. It was any...
Hey, together on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Anytime the coach looks at you and says, I need you to show me some spirit, that's a problem. So this is the situation where the Hawks, they feel like, well, here we go again. Maybe feel sorry for yourself a little bit. You got to build some good habits. Weather like this.
Well, I thought, to be honest, from here, the zone works well, but Adelaide are going to figure it out eventually. They did you got to get out of it a lot quicker than just now. As soon as you see that they're starting to knock down shots and get their offense set, get back to man or get back to something else. Adelaide just picked it apart. It's an offensive foul on Sam Froling. It's his second one.
He's been subbed out. But going back to the Brisbane question, very happy from CJ Bruton.
Call for a sub? What?
Well, he had calf issues as well last season. And that could potentially be a delayed game warning. You know, it's been a hot topic. And in the end, it's probably a smart decision, Tilly.
If anybody needs a sub, it's him. Because the way he's running around, but I wouldn't want that sub to be too long. And I don't know. Might have to ask Brad. Have you ever in your life, in your natural life, called for a sub to take yourself out of the game?
Well, let me start by saying if I'm in the game, I'm really happy, right? But to answer your question, absolutely not. You never want a substitution until that has gone zero, so no way.
I'm a little bit in his natural life. What about his unnatural life? What's going on there?
Well, you know.
Well, to be honest with you, my wife says I'm unnatural all the time, but but to be honest, no, I'd never call us up.
Now, coming up tonight, as part of the doubleheader, this will be an absolute beauty. The Perth Wildcats taking on the Tasmania Jack Jumpers. And the Jack Jumpers, of course, earlier in the season had that big win over the Perth Wildcats. They've lost their past 4 Perth, and you'd expect a big response tonight. So that match is coming up straight after this one.
It's a revenge game. Well, the Wildcats, they got handily done by last time they played the Jack Jumpers.
Plenty of questions being asked about the Wildcats right now. They got to come up with some answers.
See there, one he's striking the ball. This is going to continue to hurt because they were at one point in this fourth quarter looked like they were coming back and could make a game of it. So this right now has been looked at, this foul, and being upgraded.
An unsportsmanlike foul.
Well, there's 17 days between games. It's an opportunity, as you mentioned, Damon. Maybe that is a lot of sessions with Volk. Maybe it is. That's something that's happened in the past. You see teams have FIBA break, go to MMA, go to boxing, do these boot camps, do anything, just to try something different. Because they've had patches where they've looked really good tonight. Peyton Stevie's been excellent. I think Mathiang's been really good off the bench. Tyler Harvey got going. Yeah, a 3-minute patch where Adelaide just absolutely put them to the sword.
36 is on a 24 run here. A steal from Mango. He's fouled on his way to the bucket. Good example for kids watching at home as well when you disagree with the referee. The exchange between Mango and the ref moments ago where obvious they weren't on the same page, but shake of hands in the aftermath and a move on.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, a cordial exchange of opinions between player and referee. That's what we need to see more of, not all this hostility. You know, at the start of NBL 23.
Here it is. Nico Fernandez just having a chat with Mango Mathiang, and he's saying, I appreciate the kind words.
I appreciate the civility. We always knew at the start of the year, NBL 23, somebody was going to get the wooden spoon. The 10th spot was up for grabs. Right now, it's looking like the Hawks are headed towards that spoon. That is incentive. If nothing else happens for the rest of this season, damn it, we ain't coming last. That's got to be the overall message over these next 17 days, that it is strictly pride from here on out.
And that's a good chunk of time to do something really meaningful. The spin from McCarron and the finish. Well, Adelaide are looking mint at the moment. They were challenged, they fought off the challenge, and now they're just putting the Hawks to the sword. Harvey and Franks, they're so prolific. Chuck in DJ, who's come up with 28 points tonight as well. Not count for Hiram Harris.
These are not junk minutes for the 36ers, even though Mitch McCann is out there and Drimmett
won't be
looks
long.
like they're coming off now. But like for Kai Soto, every minute is a valuable minute. I'd like to see him just being more aggressive, trying to post up just then. He's too easily pushed off the block, and I'm sure CJ has spoken to him about this, but this is an aggression that he needs to start to show sooner than later.
Now, Damon, you mentioned the Hawks and their struggles. They're going to fall to another loss here. When they come back from the fever break, 20th of November, they played the Kings in the Freeway Series. So that's an almighty test, and it doesn't get any easier, as it won't, the whole NBL season. They play the Phoenix, who now look like a legitimate title contender at full strength. Then welcome Melbourne United back home, who potentially may have turned a corner over there last weekend. Then play the Phoenix again, then the Taipans, and then Sydney.
So you're telling me that, what are you saying, Pete? Just spit it out.
Well, what I'm saying is everything is going to have to improve.
No more wins? Say it, Pete.
You're going to struggle with the way they've been playing to find a team they can really go up and win against the way other teams are playing. If they continue to play like this.
That's right.
I think he might be sitting next to a mildly frustrated Hawks championship.
No doubt. Well, again, they've shown the flashes, though. We saw it at the start of the third, end of the third, start of the fourth. Whether they were in the zone just a little too long because Adelaide are too good of a team and figured it out. The flashes are there. And as Sam Froling has said in the media in the past couple of weeks, they've shown these different flashes of where they can be good. It's just about putting it all together. And they've got a new roster. Let's not forget, you lost Brian Goorjian. Jacob Jacomas came in. He's going to take some learnings from Goorjian, want to do it his own way, as he should. They also lost 55 points of their 88 points per game last season. That is a massive overhaul to have to come in and try and say, okay, we lost Xavier Mays, Justinian Jessup, we lost Antonius Cleveland, we lost Duop Reith. 4 of their main 5 guys they've had to replace. It's never going to be easy.
3-point attempt from Galloway.
This is when you find out a lot about yourself. This is when character reveals itself, people, when things are tough. And it's times like this that the Hawks need to show some resilience, something to build off of. We need some type of momentum. I catch myself saying we every now and then. Al, I'm sorry, Alice. I got a little bit of Hawk blood still in me.
Of course you do. You never lose it. Imagine the bonds created, both of you winning championships, are lifelong bonds that you have with your teammates and the club that you played for.
Well, that's what I'm talking about with the FIBA break. The year we won in 2018, we lost by 42 on the home floor before a FIBA break to Perth. 2 days later, we were in MMA, then we were boxing, just to do everything. We basically got beat up for a couple of weeks and we turned the season around. So either maybe it's Volk and maybe it's you, Damon, because you've been doing some wild stuff yourself in your own time. Maybe you got to fly up there and take it through a couple of sessions.
Hey, Campbell, get me down there, man. I got some ideas for some training stuff.
There's the headline. NBL championship winners call on Illawarra Hawks to beat the crap out of each other for 17 days to ignite their season. Love it.
You never catch me with a workout. What I've heard from you. I mean, I'm not sleeping right now as it is, but I'm not going to be getting up and running, that's for sure.
Hey, Pete, listen to that. I love it when they call me Big Papa. Peter Hooley. That's his theme music now, people.
Calder-Gag to George King.
Oh,
It's Ronya.
That's going to count. I love the hustle. And I'll be thinking of you when the little one is up screaming at 4:30 in the morning and you'll be running 32 kilometres. I'll be having a real think. I think there'll be 3 seconds during the tears where I'm like, man, I'd just love to be where Damon is. And then I realised you're absolutely insane for what you're doing, and I'll be happy to be looking after a crying baby.
Well, if Damon really wants to punish himself, perhaps he could take the newborn on the 32-kilometre run at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, Pete. And congratulations on behalf of the entire team.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic moment for parents when the first arrives, even if it is a bit of a punish early on. Pete, I know you're loving every second of it, so congratulations to you and your partner. So this has been a really difficult night again for the Hawks to digest. They showed glimpses, but the 36ers get the job done. Even without Craig Randall, they find some pretty special performances at the offensive end tonight. Daniel Johnson, 28 points. Robert Franks, 25 points. And a 96-80 win for the Adelaide 36ers over the Illawarra Hawks. It's exactly what CJ Bruton would have been hoping for. Their 3rd win of the season from 6 matches, so they square the ledger. We know about the talent on their roster. It's now about producing on a consistent basis for them.
That's exactly right. 36ers are loaded, like with everybody's preseason pick to win the whole thing. But as everybody knows, the game is not played on paper, and they need to be able to gel as a team. And today, without Craig, without the leading scorer being out there, they show glimpses of looking really good, moving the ball, getting everybody going to their main strengths. It's just now of incorporating Craig, and Craig maybe taking some sacrifices from here and there, so everybody can still get a chance, Pete, to eat.
And impressive, Pete, because the Adelaide 36ers were squarely challenged by the Hawks as that second half was unfolding. They produced their highest scoring final quarter of the season.
Well, again, they're missing their leading scorer, the league's leading scorer.